Hey everybody, how's it going? Today I want to talk to you about learning so you can avoid mistakes. Now, I'm getting right into this, short and sweet, and I want everything that I say to be quite practical in your life so you can go on and do what you need to do in your life. So, what do I mean exactly by learning to avoid mistakes? Well, take it from me. I have read a lot of books. As you can see over there, you can see my bookshelf. There's just, well, that's probably about a quarter of the books I've actually read over the past number of years. And reading is great. Learning to read is great. Learning how to process the ideas and thoughts and the epiphanies of those authors is actually fantastic. However, what I've come to realize is that once you have read a certain amount and have done your research and you have actually put the work in, you actually have to start to stop. You have to start to slow down on reading. So why would I actually say something like this? Well, for example, with reading, it is very crucial that you apply what you read. Now, I was talking about this in my last video, and I want to kind of dive a little bit more deeper into this. So what do I exactly mean? I mean, there are certain ideas and concepts that come out when you read nonfiction, such as the Jordan Peterson books there. And he gives good guidance and advice. And he does it in a more practical and logical way based in theology and a little bit more of the history behind everything and that he talks about in life. Now, that can only go so far. And what I've come to realize is that at a certain point, you have to trust yourself. You have to trust your ability to discern what is right and what is wrong to start. But then beyond that, you have to actually discern what is good for your life and what is not good for your life. So, for example, for myself, I have come to the conclusion that reading 12 books in a year is actually not going to be too beneficial for me moving forward because of where I am at, what my situation is, and where I plan plan my life to go, and I want my life to go. Now, of course, as I always say, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. But there is some certain wisdom in planning for the future. So, for me, instead of reading a book a month like I would normally do, I'm only reading 4 books a month. Now, if you're not an avid reader, it's like, well, you're still reading, whatever. But this is the concept. And I want you to take this concept and apply it to other areas in your life. So by me focusing on reducing the amount that I read, it allows me to focus on other things, other more important things, not necessarily important things to the average person, but important things specifically to you, to me. So, what am I doing with that spare time, that spare energy? Well, I am working on my fitness. Now, over the past 7 or 8 years, I've always worked on my fitness. I've had a lot of health complications, and I've managed to address pretty much all of them. However, I've never actually put so much effort in that I could see the results show immediately. So, for example, the past 3 weeks, I've been on a diet and an exercise plan, quite strict, and I've seen so much results. And it just is very encouraging me to pursue that wholeheartedly. Now, I wouldn't have been able to do that if I put reading as a priority. I would not have been able to do that if I put work as a priority or anything else. And so what I've done this year is I've had health as the focal point, and everything else from that can kind of be on the back burner. Yes, it's still important to pursue whatever it is you need in your career or your social life or having fun. But there's something that you have to manage. which is your time, your energy, and your money. And as I've come to find out, they're very limited resources, no matter who you are. There's only 24 hours in a day. There's only so much energy you can put forth into a project or any social setting, for example. And there's only so much money you have. And you got to use all of those three wisely. And so, suffice to say, sometimes you have to learn how to make mistakes, yes, through other people's experiences, aka reading books. But other times, it is invaluable to make those mistakes yourself. And then you can learn and grow and appreciate the struggle by doing so. Now, I'll end with this. I've made quite a few mistakes in the past, one of which cost me a lot. But I've learned from it. I've pinpointed exactly where I went wrong, what I should have done, and moving forward, I now, if I ever encounter that situation again, I now know how to deal with it. It's something you can't read from a book. Yes, someone might give you advice and say, hey, don't do this, but do this instead. But are you really, at the end of the day, going to listen to that? If you're like me, I usually discard 99.9% of the advice that I get. So, in conclusion, um, all I want to say is make sure that your priorities are there. And don't be afraid to go against the norm because sometimes the norm is what's stopping you from success. Anyways, that is my thought for today. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.